So pitch wise, I think this is going to be it. It's nice and flat, nice and quiet. It's away from the path, down in this bit of a depression, and yeah, should be a nice spot for the night. I can't remember exactly where I went last time. I should have maybe dropped a bit of a pin or something like that, but I think it was pretty much near here. Might leave my bag here, just have a quick scout in either direction, a couple of minutes, and see if we can find the exact spot, because remember it, well, I think it was a little bit different to this. So I'll have a quick wander around, a couple of minutes, just before I decide on this spot. So in terms of pitching this, you get a ground sheet, which is just a perfect square. You get the inner tent and the orange. Obviously it doesn't blend in particularly well in this kind of environment, but you know, as long as you're out of the way, you know, as making yourself as inconspicuous as possible, otherwise it's not a problem. So what we've got to do now is we've got the 4 peg out points for the square, attach the inner to that. There's a couple more, so I brought some extra pegs along, and the trekking poles that I've brought with me just use a single trekking pole. I think about 127, 128 centimeters I found was okay, but obviously that varies depending on the ground and stuff. So there's going to be a bit of give in this ground, so we might have to go a bit higher. We'll just see. So I'll stop waffling, we'll get the tent set up, and then you can see it when it's done. Right folks, finally pitched up, and I'm going to show you the tent. Any sort of pitch perfectionist amongst you won't be happy, but because the ground is really undulating with this tussocky grass, it's pretty hard to get a perfect pitch, and I'll show you why. But I'm pleased with it. So it's the Spire by Naturehike, really light. I'll put all the specs below. This is obviously not the review. It's the first time I've used it in the outdoors properly, but it's relatively simple to pitch. Single trekking pole design. You got a vent either side at the top there. It's just held open by one of those Velcro tabs. Now this is the section, because it's a little bit higher here, you know, the sides are a little bit raised on this corner of the tent, but it doesn't really matter. I'll show you inside, but that is it. Home for the night. I'm happy with that. I think it looks good. It's nice and light, and it's something different from what I normally go in. So it was kindly sent to me by Naturehike. They've asked me to want to review it. Obviously I'm not going to say no. So we'll stay tuned to the channel in the future and give it a couple more camps, test it in some bad weather, see what it's like in rain and stuff like that, and I'll let you know what its long-term use is like in a future review. So let's go in. Only zips from the bottom. That's another thing which I'd probably like to see, maybe a two-way zipper from the top, especially if you're cooking here. But yeah, this is what I mean about this tussocky grass. It's a bit of a pain in the backside. You know, you got a couple of inches there before you start to get some resistance, so that's why you sort of have these problems pitching. But in terms of the inner, you can see the trekking pole slipped, and that's what I mean. Look at the gap between the base of the tent and the floor. But I'm just going to loop that under the trekking pole, and there's a toggle at the top which I can use to tighten this nest, and that is it. I'm 6 foot tall, I just about fit in, feet touching the sides, but I don't care about that. You know, one night wild camping, if my feet are touching the sides, you know, I'm not going to notice it. It's not going to affect my sleep. It's not going to cause me any issues. It's definitely a one-person tent, but it's nice to, well, I was going to say, it's nice to have such a light pack for once. I've brought a few beers and a little mini bottle of wine, but you know, if you weren't doing that, you'd have the benefit of a much lighter pack, especially pitching with the trekking pole. That's good. So I'm going to sort it out. I'm going to get my sleeping system in. I've got a Thermarest Neoware X-Lite. I'm on my 3rd iteration of it. Each one I've had has developed a fault, but can't grumble at Thermarest because they've just replaced it each time, so I'm not complaining. So we've got the latest version with the wing lock valve on, and the pump sack as well, just to inflate it. You know, I'm getting old a bit now, so I nearly pass out every time you're blowing it up by your mouth. So yeah, I'll get my things in and bring you back. Brought the drone along, so we're going to get some lovely footage when the sun's setting a bit later on, and just relax. It's so good to be back out wild camping again. So good to be out in the great outdoors properly and being able to enjoy, you know, what I love. So I'm pleased I'm out, really pleased. So yeah, I'll finish getting set up. Well, just had a nice little nap. Went in my tent for a lie down and a read, and 2 hours later I've woken up. Just retensioned the guys, but it's just absolute bliss. It's what it's all about. There's literally no one here. This is, you know, it's a really quiet fell, and it's a good place to come and get out of the way and avoid the masses. But this is, you know, when you're all set up, you got all your stuff organised, you can just enjoy, just take it all in. All you can hear is a bit of a breeze, slight breeze in the air, a helicopter just in the distance. Well, it's absolutely great. And this is why we do it. This is why we do it. Well, we just had a little wander, then a bit of sheep whispering, managed to get some dialogue going, so that was good. With them over there, the silhouette one on the bank. I think it's time to have the first beverage. We'll have a little look at it. We're not going in-depth beer reviews, you know, keep the content varied. Let's see what we've got. So what we're going to do, we're going to have the this one, Roaster Coaster. This is a nice one. It's a collaboration between Brewdog and the Evil Twin Brewing Company. Now it's called a Nitro Imperial Vietnamese Coffee Stout. So a bit of a crazy name. I won't read all that. To be fair, it's nice if you see it. It's in Tesco. It's a strong one, 9%er. It's got a widget in it, and if we had the benefit of a lovely glass, you'd see it makes it really creamy, a bit like Guinness. Listen. Oh, there we go. The sound of the widget. It's alive. What better place to enjoy a nice brew and looking out across and in the forest of Bowland. Just perfect. This weather's absolutely brilliant for mid to late April. Long may it last. That really is. Really, really nice. It's almost like a liqueur, it's that strong. But yeah, it's a cracking one. Roaster coaster. You don't need many of them. So I'm going to have that. Look out, enjoy the views. And then it'll be time for tea, which is these by Adventure Food. I need to maybe try some different ones. You know, I see other people that go wild camping using that real termat and different adventure foods, different brands, and I need to branch out really. That's something I'm interested in doing, trying new things. This is a new meal. I normally get that, what do I normally get? I can't flaming remember. I have the same thing all the time, minced beef hot pot. This one is a pasta carbonara, so you can eat it out of the pouch. Pasta with cheese and ham, carbonara. So yeah, we got that. And then for dessert, good old sticky toffee pudding. There's here some grouse as well over there. We do a bit of grouse shooting. The funny cackles of grouse. I'm missing that. I mean, you get it in the Peak District quite a lot. So I think for my next video, when I head up to the Peak District, did a cracking walk along Bamford and Stanage edges, and I might do that and bring the tent. Absolutely bizarre the noise they make, isn't it? It's like this maniacal laughter coming out of the heather. So, right, beer time. Going down well. What a place. You know, I was a little bit anxious, to be fair, before I come out, just because it's been that long, and I think other people have said the same. It's strange. It was, you know, feeling like, oh god, but it doesn't take long to get back into the swing of it. So there you go. I'm hoping this is nice. The picture looks nice. Whether the picture correlates with the contents, well, that's to be found out. So that's nearly boiling. You don't want to see me pouring water into a pouch. Let's just have a look when it's done. Well, it's actually nice. So this is one I'll get again. Probably not put enough water in, but that's it. Carbonara. I'm going to sit and enjoy this, and then it'll be time for another beer, and then we get another bit of drone footage as the sun's setting, just to make the most of that light. But just wow, look at that. Spectacular. Okay folks, all packed away. Just having a quick sight check. Look for pegs. Make sure I've not left anything. As you can see, this is proper wild camping. You know, for anyone that's watching this for the first time and thinking having a go. You know, I'm not preaching, but this is what you do. There's no trace other than some flattened grass that I've been here. So that draws to a conclusion. The first wild camp of 2021. I've really enjoyed myself. If you've enjoyed this video, just take the time, please. Just give it a quick thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to MCM Outdoors, check out the back catalogue. There's quite a lot of videos in there now. And hopefully there's something in there that you might enjoy. If you're on Facebook, there's a MCM Outdoors Facebook group. Lots of tips and advice. It's a nice, friendly and welcoming environment, so come and join that if you fancy it. And Instagram, MCM Outdoors on Instagram. I'm always snapping away, so you can follow me on there as well. For now, head back to the car and get back to reality. We've had a cracking time in the great outdoors, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.